What is up, my coconut bras, and welcome back. And before we get started, I just wanted to let you guys know something I'm gonna start doing from this video on is I'm going to start shouting out the very first 3 people that like and comment on each upload that I do over on my Instagram page where I just hit 14,000 followers. So if you want a chance to be shouted out, it's super easy. All you got to do is click on the bell notification next to the subscribe button and make sure it is checked off that you get notifications. And then from that point on, it's really easy. You'll just get a notification on your phone when I uploaded, and then you just got to go comment on the video. And then if you're one of the first 3, then you're going to get a shout out over on my Instagram page. And of course, if not, then you don't have to. It's totally up to you guys, but I just thought that this would be kind of a nice way to start giving back to you guys for everything that you guys have done. I really appreciate it. You guys are absolutely the best. And without further ado, let's get on into our Pro League tips and tricks video.
Yeah, and you can see there that Castle Rome has been caught a little bit off guard. He wasn't prepared for a direct tower take to be coming out here so early on. This isn't usually the attack you see implemented first by the attacking squad. You can also see...
Alright, you guys, so this very first spot is going to be very easy, and it's going to be creating a pixel peak all the way from the bottom of Harry Potter into the corner of laundry room. So if you look at this angle, it's pretty hard to see, but one thing you can do is move the paint can, and from there you'll be able to create a pixel peak all the way from Harry Potter into laundry room. Now you can make this angle with the paint can still there, obviously, because they did do it in the Pro League clip, but I find the angle a little bit better when you move the can, because then you will be able to be a little bit further back in Harry Potter. And from there, look, if you're defending this, it's going to be so difficult to watch because you're mainly going to be looking towards the stairs. But as you guys can see right here, the bullets go straight on through. Now let's move on to spot number 2.
I believe that was the first of 2 fire capital errors from a man. Looks like he might have shot that from above. Yes, he's still above, looking on forward down.
You saw that echo drone placement. That's going to be extremely useful in going into the rest of this round.
So this second spot is going to be a really sick drone placement, and I really wanted to include this one because just finding really sick drone spots is not as common as some of the other things that we see as far as tips and tricks. So I definitely wanted to include this one. And what's so sick about this is they actually took out part of the top wall, and by doing that, whether it was intentional or not, what they did was create a line of sight with the yokai drone to see 2 entrances from the construction in Harry Potter's side. It was so sick. And so if you land the drone on top of one of the boards, you're not going to actually be able to stay there. So you're going to have to land in between. And as you can tell already, if somebody comes in and instantly turns up and looks at the ceiling, that's going to be a death trap for them. They need to be focused on the objective. And from there, you can see so much with the drone.
Hey, let's shoot a cabana on it, and end of story. Take for the whole kitchen take. Now that's a lot of control that has been forfeited to Flipside. As you can see here, that ash charge is going to establish or give line of sight onto the top of White Stairs, and having control over the top of White Stairs is very big for the attackers. It means they're free to push up the White Stairs themselves, which then allows them to gain line of sight onto kids without directly challenging from the west window.
Now, hot.
Alright, so on this next tip, you guys, we're going to be playing the vertical game, and this is going to be a really good, useful place to be using this when you are attacking. Now, you do need to keep in mind that this does work both ways. A defender will be able to shoot you very easily still, but this is a really good way to cut off the rotation when somebody is defending upstairs in the dorm room, and that is because this little walkway and hallway right here is a big rotation. Now mainly a defender will also have a rotation hole right here, but this is going to cut off their access onto going into the top of the White Stairs, just like how Kick said. And this spot is very popular for going for the flank when you are a defender, and that is going to completely cut that off.
Hunt down the roamers, force out some kills, or will they simply focus on those west window and White Stairs again?
Ooh, and a good head tap there by my man to drop out the buck, which the reason you bring that buck is for that vertical play, so they've just denied that.
Yeah.
My man's like, okay, I can give up kitchen now. I've taken out their primary operator to play this vertical game.
And that's a lot. That does not bode well for Flipside. There's not a...
And here we go. We got our second pixel peak on Oregon, and this one's going to be really sick. Generally, you're going to have a mirror placed right here while defending upstairs in the dorms, and from this angle you are going to be able to create such a sick line of sight going through 2 doorways in between this little cooking rack right here. It is absolutely sick. And before we get into the next clip, I just want to let you guys know that it is going to be a little bit of a longer Pro League clip, and that is because we're going to be covering pretty much a whole new strat while defending the tea room on Skyscraper, and we're going to be going into our second map on Skyscraper, and there's some really sick tips, and I absolutely loved that they got this map because Skyscraper is less likely to be chosen, it seems like, at least on the maps that I cover in these Pro League Tips videos. So here we go, let's move on to our second map.
Trying to maintain control of those northwest stairs, it could have been an entirely different story for Excellence. You can see here, there's an absolutely reverse mirror window coming out where you can see Chala playing right now. That's the opposite direction of where Excellence had it facing.
It looks like they are going to wait for that north balcony, north and northwest balcony push.
This is a really interesting strategy coming up from the flip side. As you can see, they have completely forfeited control over both of the bomb sites and are utilizing mirror windows to try and pick off players on the attacking squad as they push into the bomb sites. Which, I mean, it would be amazing if it worked. They have a dog playing inside B, but that's really it.
Adam is going to be on the other side of the 4 wall of A. Pojaman as well on the back stairs. So like you said, they forfeited almost everyone off of site. 2 are still going to be inside of Geisha. Hot and Cold's going to be playing that dock. He's the only one on site. That's the B site by Karaoke.
Yeah, and this is very dangerous play coming out from Flipside, but obviously this is their strategy. This is what they worked on. This is why we saw them so enthusiastically bring us to Skyscraper.
Now you do have Chala holding down that mirror window. He's going to be looking through the whole corridor, which is exactly what is preventing my man from easily taking this on. Now this will get the wall opened up by Hot and Cold, and therefore he will be put into a very peculiar position. He's now going to wait to say, do I challenge this? Do I stay underneath? He's going to stay under.
You know, his entire job right now is just to stay alive as long as possible and avoid these angles coming out from the attacking squad.
Yep.
And he's doing just that right now.
Now it looks like we might see a nade come in from Sledge. Might be trying to toss it in. No, he doesn't. He has 0 frag grenades left. He used them already. Hot and Cold is already fully healed. Looks like shot's going to come in, but it's Chala trying to hold him down and actually saves his friend's life. Now Hot and Cold will pick up the kill on a Geo as he is still alive. We're going to see Fox try to go for some of his own kills. He's moving up the north stairs, coming on around. Flashbang's going to go. That's going to not blind Hot and Cold, but it will force him to turn his back. Now Fox has gotten his way into the site as Hot and Cold recovers his vision, looks on over, goes for the shot. He gets the kill. That's a double kill for Hot and Cold. He finally gets taken out, but he does down Brian in the process. Last man alive is going to be Gurmy. Looks like he comes up the north stairs, tries to rush on him with a deagle, turns around, and Pojo Man is there to go. 5 seconds left, and he tags on 1, but then gets taken down by Chala. Flip side goes up 2-0 on Skyscraper.
Wow, what a hard counter coming out from Flipside. Absolutely read into how it was that every team very typically attacks this particular bomb. I mean, even Flipside attacks from the northwest primarily, taking good share of those. Once you establish control of the northwest stairs, you have so many options to pivot onto the A and the B bomb site on that attack. And Flipside completely nullified that with their own unique attack or defense strategy. What a creative one at that, too. I mean,
all right, you guys. So this very unique defense strat coming to us via Flipside tactics. You're still going to do some of the default things such as shooting out the bottom of the walls in between bomb sites. The typical stuff, of course, opening up the walls. But what they did was they pretty much made a complete hold coming from the Geisha room side. Obviously, you're going to have that outside wall of Geisha reinforced, and then what they did were they were holding up inside of Geisha also. And what this did was it pretty much created a death hallway where anybody that comes down the hallway is gonna get completely wiped out. And if you guys noticed in the clip, they were completely pinched and stuck. They had a couple guys outside on the balcony right here stuck, and then also of course the player on the stairs that was very hesitant, because if he runs up, he's gonna get taken out from the guy that is holding up inside of the B-bomb site, and pretty much the other 4 players were all pushed back. So from here, if you take a peek up here, the mirror is going to take you out. If you run over into the next room, the person holding up in B is going to be taking you out. And of course, if you run in here, you're going to be taken out from
remaining
that
defenders
second
being
mirror.
droned out, and they know that their positions are secured. So now it's a way of how do we pinch in quickly to get the kill.
Flip side back into an even man count. Now that's Ash off the board too. I mean, you could argue that that is just as detrimental to the attackers as Echo being lost is to the defenders. However, ooh, this angle.
Uh-oh, we're about to see a head tap. Oh, Adam's going to evade it.
Barely. That is so dangerous for Adam to be playing that into that angle. I don't think he's conscious of this angle at all. And
so this next one is going to be yet again another really crazy line of sight. And for the sake of the video, just to show you guys exactly what was going on, I'm going to just completely destroy these walls. So here we go, skip a couple seconds ahead. So there we go, the walls are destroyed. And so where Adam was playing is a very common area to be playing in, this kind of open area restaurant side, and from here they're able to watch a couple different window entrances as well as the staircase and people coming from the left hand side. But what they weren't aware of was the crazy angle they were holding from outside of the barbecue window, and I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like. They had the Ash come around here, they started spraying some shots in there, weren't able to hit anything, and what they ended up doing was coming up here on the rappel, and of course the Blackbeard, being very good spot for Blackbeard to go, is making a crazy line of sight from here through 3 different walls. So even if the walls aren't destroyed and you can't see anyone, it's such a common area, you might as well go up here, pre-fire it. It's very possible you could get a 3-wall bang.
Now, we talked about it before this series started. We talked about just the bracket structure today. One of these teams, what happens when you don't clear out the roamers? Hot actually rotated back upstairs. Everyone is off site for Flipside, and now they're going to be playing through the holes that they've already made, whether it be the holes in the floor, the drop hatches, or what it could be. The diffuser is getting planted. He doesn't see it right there. It looks like it was successful, and therefore Brian will get it down, but he does get finished off by Mint. My man, though, tags on T'Challa.
All right, so this next one is just going to be a very quick tip on another area that you'll be able to play a vertical game on, and it's when you're defending the barbecue kitchen area. This is a really nice line of sight to open up, and of course you want to have a couple rotation holes out of here if you start to get pinched, so the hatch being one of them, and then also another rotation hole right here where you'll be able to get on top of the stairs, and of course just watch the flanks, and this is a really sick angle to hold.
Barbecue room, it just wasn't enough because Min, he kind of wasn't paying attention, I suppose, or his team didn't make the call, or at some point he may have looked away.
And of course, it just wouldn't be a Pro League tips without at least one really sick Valkyrie camera. So here we go, badass Valkyrie camera on Skyscraper. And of course, as always, I'm going to leave the last minute or so, the final round of the match, where we will see Excellence beat Flipside Tactics 2-0. Really sick match. Don't forget, first 3 comments get shoutouts on the Instagram page, so be sure to check out the links down below. See you guys all very soon in the next video. Hope you guys have a great week. Peace.
Trying to come back upstairs, but he's also taking quite a bit of damage. Pojo Man still here. Looks like Adam will be taken on out by Brian. Gets a trade as Pojo Man drops him, and then it's traded right on back by my man playing the buck, rushing on in from the north stairs. Mint is trying to come in back from the terrace into the drum room, where Gio looks like he's already holding on to the angle as Diffuser gets planted. Now last man alive is going to be Mint. He tags 1. He's got 2 more to go. If he does not get this clutch, it looks like Excellence will be taking on this series, and they will be doing it. Fox drops him on down. Excellence wins the series 2-0 in a 5-3 fashion here on Skyscraper.